Pro-Tibet demonstrators are going to ever more dramatic lengths to steal attention away from the sport at the Olympics. Today they used China's gleaming new central television tower as a backdrop for a huge banner calling in Chinese and English for Tibetan independence. The stunt left dozens of police scratching their heads and wondering how to get the protesters down before ordinary people started arriving at work in the central business district. China correspondent Stephen McDonald was there for PM.
People like to get up early in Beijing and go for a walk, especially the city's senior citizens. Today, if anybody walked through the central business district near the new China Central Television Tower, they saw a large banner hanging on top of a huge Olympic billboard proclaiming Free Tibet in Chinese and English. And if they understood English, they heard activists from Students for a Free Tibet calling out their slogans from on high.
People forget that in Tibet right now there's a vicious military crackdown that's been in place since March.
On the ground, it wasn't long before the police and paramilitaries got frustrated with the presence of foreign journalists. As we watched them trying to work out how they were going to drag the protesters down from their dramatic perch with the gleaming new tower behind them. Kurt Langer from Students for a Free Tibet said the CCTV tower was chosen because of the role it plays in Chinese society.
CCTV is the mouthpiece of the Chinese government, and so they've been responsible for pushing the propaganda and the lies about the uprising in Tibet that happened in March to the Chinese people. And I'm trying to paint a picture that the uprising was malicious intent on behalf of the Tibetans, that there was ill will toward Chinese citizens, and that there was a lot of violence created by Tibetans against Chinese. So we wanted to target them specifically to say, we don't believe your lies. And you can build a shiny building, you can create this big facade, you can put on a lavish Olympics. But behind that, we can see the truth.
But the Beijing Olympic Organising Committee's Vice President Wang Wei didn't see the protest in the same light.
This is a very unwelcome and unacceptable kind of activity in China. And maybe people from abroad, you don't really understand very much about the whole Tibetan issue, but everybody in China knows that Tibet is an inalienable part of the territory of China.
Pro-Tibetan independence demonstrators feel they've had to constantly up the stakes by getting their activists into increasingly spectacular locations. But they say they've still got a few tricks left up their sleeves before the Olympics is over. But it's hard to imagine how they could top today's stunt.